Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Swamp here at Grafton High School. Mark Hoover, along with Joe Pinola, for NCM, bringing you the opening round of the MIAA Division II Girls Lacrosse Tournament. And Joe, I was just saying when we got here, I love that name, the Swamp.
Oh, yeah.
What a great little athletic complex.
They've got the signs up here all over. Beautiful complex and a beautiful night we got today.
It is a perfect night here for lacrosse. Opening slate, a tough one for the Mustangs to draw early, Joe. The number 8 team here in Division II, the Grafton Gators. This is a quality squad here. We've got a couple names that you're going to be hearing a lot from.
Oh, absolutely.
But Joe, they, as Coach Lodge says, if Norwood plays its game, they may be able to keep this one close and stay with them. And so we'll see what the Mustangs can do.
Well, that's it. Grafton is 18-2. They have the second best winning percentage in all of this Division II tournament. Now, they're ranked as an 8 seed, so you don't know if that gives any indication maybe into strength of schedule, but regardless, the two teams will settle it out today. For Norwood, this is technically one round further than they made it last year. Last year they played in the preliminaries. They lost to a very game Melrose team, who is also a higher seed this year than they were last year. But now they're automatically in the round of 32, having earned a bye. So for the Norwood team, some progress immediately. And
I think, one of the we were just talking about trying to get the pronunciation right of Katie Tildsey, I believe.
Just
is how
like
you say
that.
It. Yes. So number 2, this is somebody to keep an eye on. Joe just taking a look at this and speaking with their coach. This number 2, just a junior, already a verbal commit to play D1 lacrosse at UConn.
Over 300 points already in her career. It's unbelievable.
So keep an eye on number 2 tonight. It's somebody, I think that name is going to be called quite a bit, and she's already put the Gators up 1-0 with just 24 minutes still left here in this first half.
Yeah, a couple of whistles early on, and just as we set the stage, like Mark said, it is very quickly a Grafton lead. So a Norwood team that Coach Lodge has said this year has been able to keep itself in games. They haven't really gotten blown out the way they have in the past. The team has improved on their record for 3 straight years, but Grafton seems to be having their way offensively early on, and there is another goal for the Gators, this one courtesy of Jocelyn Hamilton, a sophomore, number 22. So Hamilton and Tildesley back-to-back, both within the first minute of the game. It's 2-0 Gators.
And you watch Abigail Scanlon, number 9, the work on the draw here against Jenna Nauman. I think she's taken the first 2. But on that last one there, Scanlon won the draw and just took off.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's one of the things that Coach Lodge was saying, that this team has some incredible speed. And you've seen it here from just a sophomore, Abigail Scanlon, number 9.
Norwood gets there first, but we hear a quick whistle. Looks like the Mustangs will keep possession. So nice job from Jenna Nauman there, getting that draw in Norwood's favor and getting it right to Emily Fame, who's certainly got some wheels, and she's going to look to put them on display here. Fame gets around a couple of players and now gives Norwood their first chance in the offensive end. Coach Lodge was talking to us about the importance of Jenna Nauman this year, and we see her winning that draw, which could put Norwood in a good position. Olivia Lodge and Caroline Forrest, the 2 towers behind the net there operating for Norwood. They're the Mustangs' 2 leading scorers along with Olivia Naughton. So here's Forrest as she dials things back around. Meredith Cannon is there as well. A lot of seniors, Mark, on this Norwood team, a lot of whom graduated yesterday, so this has to be an interesting feel for them.
And a beautiful day for it, too, yesterday. I mean, just in terms of at least they managed to get it outside.
At least the rain held off for the outdoor.
Exactly right.
Very good call made by Dr. Galligan, who is, I'm sure, looking at the weather forecast left and right yesterday.
Minute by minute.
Ultimately moved graduation up a half hour. But these girls trying to keep their high school lacrosse careers going, at least for another round. The winner of this contest will play Burlington and Ursuline Academy. And we see a lot of contact there. It was Lodge going into 2 players as the referee will settle them. A lot of early whistles in this contest. Seems to be a little feisty out there.
Yeah, some of the early stuff to try to get a little bit of flow here. Now this is a nice opportunity for the Mustangs.
Let's see if Lodge can do it. Lodge moves in, throws a high shot, and this one will go out. Saying that she got to that position first for the Mustangs. No, not quite. Caroline Forrest thought she might have reached her stick out further, but it'll stay with Grafton here.
It was interesting because I thought initially the referee had called it Norwood's way, but clearly their goaltender, Rachel Prue, a senior,
Yeah, Prue with a lot of experience there and one of the captains on the roster. So just one of those small moves that a goaltender can make that can be a big-time play. So just 3 minutes into this contest, we're glad you're joining us on Video on Demand. 2-0 in favor of Grafton in the early going, but a very energetic and game Norwood team looking to keep this a contest and hopefully stop the bleeding. As we see another whistle with Tildesley near there. Katie Tildesley, Mark had mentioned earlier.
Very dangerous, yep.
The accolades are many for her. Just type her name in and you'll see a whole lot of stuff. Here she gets a chance to put this one on goal. Kaylee Brown will try to stay strong against her. She moves in, takes the shot, and it's another goal for Tildesley, her second of the contest.
You know, I mean, you look at someone like Katie there. She doesn't have a lot of size. You know, you talk about the two towers that the Mustangs can roll out. But she is very shifty with a stick, a good strong stick there. Even with a contact off of that penalty shot, she was still able to maintain control. And you just watch Grafton's transition here on that last throw from Rachel Prue, the goaltender. I mean, they transitioned from their own zone down into the Norwood in no time flat. So
Scanlon does a great job here off the draw where she has been so strong. So that's number 9, a sophomore only for the Gators, Abby Scanlon. And now let's see what Tildesley can do. She moves inside, working this time against number 17, Emily Spadorsha for the Mustangs. Tildesley gets it back, and this one goes off the cross of Scanlon, who recovers very quickly. It's a young Norwood defense that, as Coach Lodge has said, has improved game by game. Norwood lost 4 seniors on defense from last year, and a couple other contributors in other ways. There's a goal once again for Grafton as they've put up 4. Looked to me like that came from Lily Bouvier, number 1. And Grafton, just like that, Mark, has made an impression here in the first couple minutes.
You know, you kind of, again, you looked at the numbers that they had been putting up and scoring over 16 goals a game, giving up just about under 6.5. So it is just a monster of an offense here. You see kind of a change in terms of the face-off.
Yeah, they're going to get Olivia Lodge in there, and maybe just a little bit more size as Olivia almost kind of poked that one out of the air. But still, Grafton comes away with it.
Come away with it. Yeah, she has really dominated that face-off circle so far this evening.
And that's been the difference so far. Norwood with just that one offensive possession. And that right now has put the Gators in a great position here at the Swamp. Tildesley now, who's the one pacing their offense, verbally committed to UConn for next year to play Division I college lacrosse, 300-point scorer. And this one goes a little bit wide of the net. Chasing there, and I believe getting there first was number 19, Brooke Willer. Willer, a freshman who is getting some big tournament opportunities here for Grafton, so the future certainly looks bright for this team as well.
Well, you know, in terms of this particular squad, and talking with Carl Moisten, the head coach of the Gators, who's been now is in his 6th year, as he says, with the Grafton lacrosse program, they don't rebuild, they simply reload. And
right.
Joe, when you and I were walking in here today, there are, at least off to our left, there's 2 or 3 other women's lacrosse games going on as we speak at the youth level. So they don't miss a beat up here.
Yeah, that youth program is very healthy. And you see the fans they're drawing, too. It's a community that's really invested in it, and the parents have turned up in a big way as well. So Norwood will try to kind of chip away at this Grafton team, though. It's a team that has scored in double digits in every contest they've played for Grafton, so they're going to get their goals regardless. Right. And it's up to Norwood to see if they can get their offense waking up a bit, maybe if they get a little bit a few more chances. But Katie Tildesley once again, as we hear the goal horn, the first time we're hearing that.
We appreciate them kind of waiting on that for a little bit. She picks up the hat trick already. 19 minutes still left here in the first half, and she's got herself the
It's been a goal every 2 minutes for Katie Tildesley at this rate. And I mean, if you average out, I was doing a little bit of math on that earlier. If you average out, let's say she's only at 300 points. We don't have the exact total over her career. That is averaging over 12 points a game. So it's incredible when you really think about it.
And you still have a full another year left.
That's it. And now the equipment flies off there from Scanlon as her eye protection falls to the ground, and we'll get a quick whistle. Looks like Coach Lodge is sticking with Olivia Lodge, the junior for the Mustangs. Olivia has been very successful in her own right, 200 points, 100 goals for the Mustangs. She is a TVL All-Star this year, so Norwood certainly has some building blocks of their own.
That's a nice reach.
Snatches that one right out of the air. Great play from Lodge as she moves into space. She decides to pass up on the shot, and looks like that was Tilsley who contacted her there, and we hear the whistle. So now a chance for Norwood here to the left of our screen. Kudos to Norwood alum Cece Venditti, who's here doing some video for us. Cece making the drive all the way to Grafton. This was a bit of a trip for us today,
easy.
Mark.
Not easy.
Absolutely. And moving it inside and getting Norwood's first goal, looks like it was Olivia Naughton. So Olivia Naughton, who crossed the 100-point mark this season, adds one to her playoff ledger, and now it's 5-1.
Big goal right there, and I think, that starts with Lodge winning that face-off. You can tell that just the difference there, right? And she almost kind of took a playbook out of Scanlon, where she, just outreached her, using that
size,
height,
right?
And was able to corral it. You can see how Lodge has got a different setup for her face-off than Nauman. Nauman was more face-to-face, and Lodge will go side to side, and they both try to work the ball straight up, or at least at some sort of angle in their favor.
And maybe that's something that Grafton hasn't seen a
that's
whole
two
lot.
in a row.
Lodge is now really getting Norwood started on the draws, so she'll be the one to pace the offense once again, coming to the left of Prue, the goaltender. Takes some contact inside, throws it out, and it looks like Forrest was closest to the back line. It'll stay with Norwood. 18:07 to go. It's 5-1 in favor of the Gators, but it is very early in this contest.
Another important offensive set, though, for the Mustangs.
Caroline Forrest taking her time here, showing a lot of patience now as Norwood tries to get their cuts coming. Now moving on inside is Larkey. Forrest tries to take it herself. Prue is there, and a foot race, it looks like, between Lodge and one of the Grafton defenders, and it will be Grafton ball.
Strong save by Prue.
It's not a surprise to see Rachel Prue listed as a captain. As a senior, she is certainly someone who's got experience in that position. Grafton's other goaltender is a freshman, that's Alice Peck, so perhaps Coach Moisen grooming for the future there.
He says they don't have to rebuild.
Norwood has two senior goalkeepers their own. Kaylee Brown's done a great job after stepping up really a couple off seasons ago to volunteer to play the position. She's worked her way up to being a captain. And Emily Seco, who got a win this year against Norton, also a senior. So Norwood will have to dig deep a little bit if they're going to continue this upward trajectory. So 6:55 left in this game as Grafton now takes their time. Scanlon moves inside, tries a bouncer, and it goes in.
Wow, that's a great shot. Tough save.
The horn sounds again, and I think Brown was expecting a laser off of her cross there, and kind of maybe the unintentional changeup. We don't have the benefit of replays today, but Scanlon did a nice job, and either way it goes in and shows up as a laser beam in the scorecard. 6-1 Grafton. The Gators.
Interesting too, because now I think they pulled Scanlon. Unless I'm looking down at 19, I'm trying to see who if Scanlon's still back in the face-off here, but
it'll still be Lodge for Norwood, as it looks like the referees have switched off their positioning. A lot of work for these referees as well, as they do a lot of running. It looks like it's number 1, Lily Bouvier. So Bouvier, who already has a goal today for Grafton, is at the moment taking their draws. Tilsley makes a nice pass inside. And dialing it back out for Grafton is Noelle Fedor, number 15. Back out and out for Tilsley after taking the pass from number 19, Willer. And she moves inside and is immediately met with contact from that Norwood defense.
But what is interesting about her ability is that even as she comes through and they make that kind of contact, the stick control that she has.
Another goal there.
Yeah.
Katie Tilsley for Grafton, 4 goals, and Norwood doesn't change up things on the defense. We might be hearing that goal horn a whole lot more here, Mark.
Yeah.
It's been an impressive start for Grafton. They're up 7-1 We're about 9 minutes into this contest. And a lot of Norwood seniors on this roster, 9 to be exact, hoping not to see their high school lacrosse careers and really high school athletic career come to an end today.
If you think about it, right, this is, for many of them, spring season is it. So as you said, you'd like to pull the upset here.
Norwood has already pulled one upset today, Mark, so we will see if that happens. The baseball team that was very closely seated. There was a good match between them and West Springfield today. Long drive for that team.
Yep.
They were able to get some great pitching, some timely hits, and pull out a 2-0 victory. Softball team fell to North Attleboro 5-0, but Norwood hoping to keep this a winning day. I saw John Longley in the halls of Norwood High today. He said, we could either have 3 teams moving on or this could be it. Now the Mustangs move inside. It's Olivia Naughton who has the Mustangs' lone goal so far today, as she is marked the whole way by Tildesley. Certainly giving her the runaround a bit there. Here's Shay Larkey. Larkey almost loses it, but does a nice job regaining possession. Now moves inside, takes the shot, it goes high. Forrest is closest to the back line, though, so it'll stay with the Mustangs. So nice energy on that shot from Larkey, who did a good job after being dispossessed. Collected it back quickly and got herself a good look just a little bit high of the goal.
Yeah, it showed some nice patience. It's a nice look there, too.
Very quick pass that was a little bit tough to handle. And look at that hustle. Emily Spadorcia got there first and kind of makes it happen as Olivia Naughton follows up, collects it. Naughton tries the pass inside to number 15, Leon Saad, doesn't connect. And a nice ground ball is scooped up by Grafton, one of their defenders keeping the play alive. And she'll now have to work to get out of the double team there from Saad and Lodge. So now a long lead pass. Grafton trying to get the offense working again. They've been very successful in this end.
Great defensive stick.
Lily Bouvier, though, is snuffed out on that pass. I think that was Danielle Gillette who got her cross on that one. NCM's own Danielle Gillette making a really nice play. So the Mustangs down the other end. Let's see what they can do here. Looks like this is Emily Spadorcia, or Eurospud, as we've been seeing Coach calling her. Taking 2 trips to Europe this spring. I know she was on one of the school trips. I forget which one.
I'm telling you, the amount of travel that the kids do nowadays.
Oh, it's wonderful.
It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. The places that they go and the things that they do.
And credit to the staff there at Norwood High, getting a lot of those experiences coordinated. I was lucky enough to meet a couple of the French teachers that were doing the exchange, and had a couple of the students in my class. One of them contributed a whole heck of a lot, which was great. You know half the language, and she was still adding to our conversation.
There you go.
So you never know. Throw yourself in new environments.
They say it's one of the best ways to learn a language.
Right, that's right.
It's just drop yourself into the country and say, go, good luck.
I can't truly attest for easiest, as I might know oui and bonjour, but
that's right.
Grafton looks like has a couple of substitutions. Sophia Hawkland is in there, number 5, as we saw her working the ball around near the net. But it comes back out to Tildesley, who's been in there the whole time. Now Noelle Fedor, number 15, makes a nifty pass on the inside. Tildesley fighting through traffic, gets it to go. And give the assist to Fedor, who kind of threw that up and in there and let Tildesley go to work. It's 8-1 Grafton.
I mean, I think that's the thing about Tildesley. If you watch her stick control, I mean, when that pass is put in, she's immediately collapsed upon. And even with the contact, stick to stick, or even the, kind of the body that they're putting on her, she's still able to maintain control and get the shot off. It's just very, very impressive. I can certainly see why she's gotten the points that she's gotten and continues to pile them on.
It's been a great start here for Grafton. We're roughly halfway through this first half of action. They played 2 25-minute halves, and we're at the 12:50 mark at the moment. Grafton now with number 22, that's Jocelyn Hamilton. She's got a goal today, as does Bouvier, and now moving inside and collecting her first goal of the contest for Grafton is Ella Alves, a sophomore. It's a nice work from Ella, and it is now 9-1 Gators. They have jumped out, and their offense has really paced the contest.
They are not missing a beat here. I mean, their passes are absolute perfection. I mean, they are putting on a clinic in terms of, how you move that ball effectively and efficiently. And they really are not missing a beat. I mean, I'm trying to remember if they've had really any dropped passes, and there really haven't been. They've been with purpose, and very, very impressed squad thus far. And the scoreboard certainly reflecting it.
Norwood will try to mix things up again. This time they're going to have Caroline Forrest take the draw. So it looks like Coach Lodge liked having the height in there, and it almost pays off here. But actually it does pay off as Norwood will end up collecting it. Forrest now coming the other way. Meredith Cannon has checked back in. She now moves in, makes a nice pass. Great look from Cannon, and she connects with Olivia Naughton.
That's a great answer. A really, really nice response there by the Mustangs on that one.
Great cutting from Olivia Naughton as she collects her second goal of the game, and an even better pass there from Meredith Cannon to find her. So the two of them showing some great teamwork. Meredith will be playing field hockey at the collegiate level at Catholic University. We wish her luck there, but in the meantime, she's got some work to do here on the lacrosse field. So Norwood was successful with Forrest taking the draw, so they'll leave Caroline in the circle to do just that once again. That height mark seems to be a nice twist, and so another card that Coach Lodge was able to play that has paid off for the Mustangs. Oh, we got a little bit of an inadvertent music there. And now it looks like it'll be Tildesley here. She is chased by number 7, Cannon. She gets it on over for Lily Bouvier. Bouvier is senior and one of 4 captains on this Grafton team. Here's number 19, Brooke Willer. So Grafton with a mix. They've got a couple freshmen out there in Fedor and Willer. They've got a few sophomores, and obviously they're seniors as well. Tildesley is a junior. 300 points in her lacrosse career. She's already got a number of goals today. And look at that. They make quick work of that. Great team passing. And it looks like it was Bouvier who ultimately connected for her second goal. And Grafton is officially in double digits, 10-2. They're letting the goal horn run a little longer now.
There is not much that defensively you can do. These players have just got such skill in terms of being able to, not only to make the pass, but you see them moving without the ball, finding teammates. And I think, like you said, you've got a nice mixture of upperclassmen and freshmen and sophomores on this squad. And given probably some of the larger leads that Grafton has had this year, that a lot of these players get playing time, right?
Right.
So if you have a larger lead, a lot of your bench is going to see some field time. So
it's almost that winning begets winning, doesn't it?
Exactly. Yep. Exactly right.
And it's putting this Norwood defense, through the ringer early on, but they're getting some valuable experience back there. Every time we talk to Coach Lodge, he talks about how his defense and this group of 5 that he's been rotating in seems to be doing something new and something improved every game. So that's obviously a tall task for that group of Gillette, Gallugi, O'Neill, O'Connor, and Venditti as that defensive crew, but they've held strong throughout the course of this year. With Norwood making the tournament,
nice
you can
save
see the mark
right there.
That. Nice job from that defense, and a save made by Kaylee Brown. Brown throws it up. Oh, it just goes off the stick there. I think that was number 13 for the Mustangs, so Evan O'Neill doing a nice job of getting it back to Bridget Sopel. And now Sopel moving across midfield will usher things into the offensive end for the Mustangs.
Again, a nice quick transition there. Starts with the goaltender, Caitlin. She's just kind of able to make the nice save. Took her time, found an open player. Quick outlet pass, transition, and then Norwood has a chance now. You just kind of settle yourselves down here. Important to try to get some nice looks.
Norwood got a really nice look before, and here's another one as it's Bridget Sopel that's moved in. Nice work from Sopel, who gets herself open for the shot, and Norwood has their third goal of the contest.
That was a strong shot, too. She was not to be denied on that one. Nice low shot.
She gets a very well-deserved rest for that as well.
Not much Prue is going to do on that. That was a whistle.
So 10:26 to go here in the first half, so certainly a lot of time. And a Norwood team who's done a good job, as Coach Lodge has been saying, of not letting games get away from them. certainly showing some signs of life here. We saw the beautiful connection between Cannon and Naughton not that long ago, and now Sopel moving in and leaving no doubt about that last goal. So Lodge will stick with Forrest here on the draw for the Mustangs, as using that extra height has helped them. And it looks like we're going to get a penalty there against Grafton, and Norwood is going to automatically get possession off the draw.
We'll take the free possession.
And Shea Larkey takes a little bit of a bump there, so we hear a whistle, and the result of that is that it'll stick with Norwood. Here's Emily Fame showing off that speed and taking a few quick steps to move into the zone. She thought about firing a shot on net, gets it back. Emily Spadorsha, one of Norwood's sophomores, gets it back to a fellow sophomore, Shea Larkey. Larkey does a little spinorama there, trying to go around a couple of players. Still with it. Gets it back here for Fame. Emily seems to have such a quick first step. And now she does again, getting around Willer there. Behind the net, it's Olivia Lodge. Norwood's leading scorer this year, Lodge. Fakes a pass there, now over for Forrest. Forrest taking her time once again. She's been very patient here early on. Now behind the net. Lodge will double back the other way. Norwood cutting for her. Thinks about throwing a pass, but she sticks with it. Moving inside and tries to sneak it in. She does.
That's terrific work. Great individual work on there. She showed some tremendous patience with not taking the first shot. As she came across, she had the goalie on the goalie's right. Hesitated just a moment and went to the other side. Goalie committed to one side, and she kind of then had the opening. That's a terrific individual effort right there.
First goal of the game for Olivia Lodge. Norwood hopeful that is not her last. They've gotten 2 from Naughton, 1 from Lodge, and 1 from Sopel today. And don't look now, they scored 10-4. Norwood starting to climb back into this a bit, much to the delight of their fans who have made the long drive up here to Grafton, who are growing in numbers.
Yeah, they're all behaving
it's
themselves
a beautiful
so
night.
far, so good.
And we've got a nice crowd here on the Norwood side. Caroline Forrest will continue on the draw here. Norwood doing a lot of subbing between their midfielders. As we see right now, Grafton get possession there. Grafton was winning a lot of draws in the early going.
Close.
That's what got them out to such a big lead, and now they get a key one here. Number 22 is Jocelyn Hamilton. The sophomore has one of Grafton's goals today. And number 9 for Grafton, that's Abby Scanlon. She's got another as well. Number 19, Brooke Willer, a freshman. Gets it on over for Tildesley, and now Grafton kind of playing it around the horn with 8:47. They don't seem to be in much of a hurry at all, Mark.
It's a very patient squad. Well, it's interesting, though. You know, I mean, they opened up. Now they're just kind of working a weave right here really effectively. Right. It's funny because you were right. They were kind of going into a pause, and then they kind of start to pick up the pace.
Well, you saw Tildesley, who was kind of barking out orders there, even though she's not listed as a captain on the score sheet. Look at that move. Oh, Bouvier almost deked one of the Norwood players out of her shoes.
Boy, that was a fairly impressive offensive set, though, because you're right, Joe. They kind of came out, and they were just taking their time setting the offense up, and then you could just see it start to accelerate.
So Bouvier now will earn the shot here.
Straight on to
sizes up Brown. Great opportunity here for Grafton. We'll see if she can connect. Here's the whistle. Here she comes, and it goes in. That's a hat trick for Lily Bouvier as the goal horn sounds. Her third of the contest, and she is now Grafton's second leading scorer. They're up 11-4.
Yeah, that's too bad because defensively, Norwood was kind of holding that weave at bay. It was keeping it out up top, and then Bouvier made that cut towards the middle and drew the foul. And given the location of it, she's now kind of got that straight on angle at Brown, and not really much. Certainly a shooter's advantage there if you're at the top of the circle.
Yeah, if you're a goalie, you're just trying to get some kind of a piece of that. Takes a special person to be a lacrosse goalie, right? I'm sure Kaylee has the welts to prove it.
Oof. No, thank you.
So Forrest here will send this one way back near the 40-yard line. A nice work from Shea Larkey to gain possession for Norwood. Larkey, who missed all of last season for this team, has provided a spark for them as a midfielder. Olivia Naughton now, the person who scored 2 goals for the Mustangs, can't quite connect there, and Scanlon scoops it up for the Gators. Scanlon now running, but she is paced the whole way by Larkey, right in front of the Norwood bench. who stands up and gives a little bit of a cheer there. Scanlon still with it, but she drops the ball. Oh, there's a whistle. From here, it looked like she might have just dropped it, but I think Emily Spadorcia may have gotten a small piece.
That's too bad because, defensively it looked like they had her. And I thought you were right, Joe. I thought it looked like she had just lost control.
That's why they don't pay us to call ththese games, right? Moving on inside, doing the spin
terrific job.
And connecting. Wow. Kaylee Brown making a great save. Looked like it went through from this angle for a second.
I think I could hear, too, from across the way that the Grafton coach that, because Brown, when she had made the save, then she went to go make the pass, had lost control and almost looked like it rolled back into the net, but she was able to.
It was a beautiful little spin there from the Grafton player. I'd almost look at that shot, and if Kaylee gave up a goal there, say, well, there's basically nothing you can do. But apparently, Kaylee proves that there is something on that. Great play by the senior and the Norwood defense. And now Emily Fame gets down there in a hurry. She's just a blur out there. Tries to get this over to her teammate, but Grafton making a great defensive play. It looks like that was number 39, Lily Shanov, who's in there for the Gators. Or excuse me, number 35, that's Kaylin Law. And now Norwood with Sopel. Getting it back now. Eventually back for Emily Spadorcia, who takes some contact there. So Sopel, Fame, and Spadorcia playing a little give and go. Leon Saad is back out there as well, who Coach Lodge calls his first option off the bench. He's been going her a lot in some critical times. Naughton is off the mark on that one, but it looks like it will stay with Norwood, I believe. Here's Olivia Lodge.
Naughton almost looking a little Tinsley-like on that last one there. She went right into traffic and still able to keep possession of the ball.
Lodge does a nice job there. She almost took a cross to the face. Was able to dish it over for Forrest. Forrest now battling with another player on the ground. And I think they'll give possession to Grafton as their fans start to react a little bit more. But Norwood now pressuring here on the defensive end. Oh, Forrest forces a very high pass. It's scooped up nicely by Jocelyn Hamilton. She is chased down by Bridget Sopel and Emily Fame. But look at Sopel. She's right with her the whole way. Emily Spadorcia is there as well. And number 19, Willer for Grafton, dishes it back for Tildesley.
Yeah, but smart play there by Michaela Brown for Grafton. As you said, she was matched up all the way down there and just kind of put the brakes on, waited for the rest of the offense to gather there, rather than try to force her way through. Give Grafton a chance here to set up.
There's Willer now, kicks it over to the side. So Grafton certainly very happy to let that clock kick down. We're just under 4.5 minutes left in this first half. It's 11-4 Grafton. But Grafton in the first 5 minutes of this contest had, I believe, 7 or 8 goals. So Norwood has slowed the Grafton scoring pace. And I guess as I say that, there's the classic announcer jinx. It is number 22, Jocelyn Hamilton. So the sophomore with her second goal for the Gators, and it's now 12-4.
Yeah, so Coach Lodge can look up and blame you for that.
That's right.
Run. Yeah.
Yep. Send all complaints my way.
That's right.
Coach Lodge has been wonderful to us
yes, he has.
Here at NCM.
No
always giving us some great insight on the team. And he's also wonderful at pointing out, some of the girls who aren't getting on there on the score sheet, but doing a lot of contributions in many other ways.
Definitely. Yeah,
he looks for improvement.
Yeah, you can tell talking with him, how much he enjoys coaching these young athletes. He was so excited that when we were both here, but just very excited to be coaching again. And he was saying because of the rain, they really didn't have practices, and they were supposed to have something earlier today, but of course the rain came, so they went back into the gym.
Right.
So the girls have been haven't had a chance to have like a good practice in a while.
Oh, nice job there. Tildesley got there first. There was a trio of Norwood players around her, but the junior was able to scoop it up. Norwood kind of a victim of having too many players already in that defensive end, so that allowed Tildesley a little bit of free reign. 3.5 minutes to go here. 12-4 Grafton from the Swamp, as they affectionately call it. Grafton changed their team name back in 2020, and I think Gators has stuck quite well for them. They've certainly embraced the moniker here.
Yep. Kind of got like the Green Bay logo
that
there.
Packers logo.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's pretty impressive.
Tildesley get this one started, and we heard the contact back here. Fame had a little bit of contact with Abby Scanlon. So 3:05 to go here, and now Scanlon will get an opportunity to size up Kaylee Brown and take a shot on her. Kaylee has been excellent, and she does another nice job there standing her ground.
Great save.
Grafton collects it, though, with number 22, Hamilton. Hamilton scored the last Grafton goal. And now here's Tildesley again. 2:40 left here in the first half. Grafton with an 8-goal advantage. And Norwood looking to claw themselves back into this contest. There's a nice grab out of midair, and it's another goal for Grafton. An impressive one from Ella Alves, her second of the contest.
Boy, she really had to reach up for that, right? And I mean, defensively, there's really, they put that ball in the only place that Alves could get it, and was able to kind of hold on to that, make the catch, make the turn. And a terrific low shot there that, again, not much Brown's going to be able to do on that.
So Norwood will get Olivia Lodge back out there as the person taking the draw. Grafton only 2 losses during the regular season. They were 18-2, and both of those losses coming against a D1 opponent in Algonquin. So you can tell that Grafton certainly cruised through the regular season, and Norwood trying to provide a significant speed bump for them here. Now they move on inside. Grafton offense has been great, as we keep saying, but the Norwood defense certainly continuing to work hard. They have been game here, getting some switches in and out. This one goes off the cross of a Grafton player and is scooped up by Jocelyn Hamilton. You look down at this Grafton roster, Mark, and it's not necessarily only the seniors that are contributing as they get another goal there, this time from obviously a junior in Tildesley. It's her 6th. But sophomores, freshmen, you mentioned that middle school program they have. They do it all, and they've got the pipeline stocked.
They really do. They really, really do. And you can see all the dividends that pays off. It could be interesting to see what kind of adjustments you're going to try to draw up here at halftime.
Right.
I mean, it's just, they're so talented top to bottom.
Now, Norwood's strength this year has been their offense.
Right.
So, if you're Norwood, you know that your offense can put up points in bunches. So that's, I imagine, got to be part of Coach Lodge's message to the team. They've got 300-point scores in their career in Forrest, Naughton, and Lodge, obviously. And obviously some other players who really make this engine go, such as Leon Saad, who's with it right now and has done a great job off the bench. Saad has a number of goals and assists this year, as she now is tasked with being behind the goal. Looks like Norwood has opted to give Caroline Forrest a bit of a break here and a chance to catch her breath here in this final minute. Lodge now.
Nice to tack one on here in the final minute.
Give your team something going into halftime, right?
Cut it to under 10.
So Lodge here will now have a chance to do exactly that. She's got a weapon. Moves inside, tries a bounce, it doesn't go, and chasing to the side there. Oh, did Saad get there first? I believe she did.
She did, yep.
Nice work. Nice work from the senior Leon Saad on that one. And again, she has played a lot of different positions for this Norwood team. Now kind of taking that Caroline Forrest spot behind the net. Larkey now up for number 9. There's Jenna Nauman. Nauman has been instrumental for Norwood as a leader and a midfielder. She's been one of Norwood's also primary weapons on the draw, but obviously Norwood working with the height here. And time will expire there. Yep. Norwood didn't get a shot off there, Mark.
That's a shame. I mean, they had some nice possession, but I think if anything, Coach Lodge wants to test this goalie a bit more, at least get some shots on when you have the offensive chances. So we'll see what they can draw up here. He's got 10 minutes, between half, and maybe come out strong and get a couple early on to kind of tilt this the other way.
So we will hope you'll join us on the other side of this. We'll be right back from Grafton High School. It is 14-4 Grafton as they lead this round of 32 contest. And back here, ready, set to go for the second half. Norwood finds himself down 14-4. But Joe, as we were mentioning, I mean, if you looked at the first 5 or 6 minutes of this contest, I mean, it was all Grafton. They were up easily, 6-7-0. Yep.
And slowly but surely, the Mustangs are trying to crawl back into this one. I think these first draws are going to be incredibly important because we've seen what happens when you win the draw. You're able to kind of set your offense, and that's exactly what what Nauman just did there. Is exactly what Lodge was talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nauman doesn't have the size per se where she's going to win that by jumping straight up. But what she is going to give you is she's going to get that ball into an area where a teammate's going to be able to kind of, scoop it up. And that's exactly what she did.
With good speed.
Exactly.
Like Fame was on that one.
Yep. So Nauman got that ball where they needed it. And unfortunately, they weren't able to capitalize after they had won the draw. So,
well, give a lot of credit to Coach Lodge, who went away from Nauman there. He talked about how good she's been as their number one draw option throughout the season. We saw the need for size, but start the second half, he goes back to what's been working on the season and puts Jenna in a position to succeed, and she does just that. But Norwood does give up an early goal here. It's the fourth for Lily Bouvier. So despite Nauman winning the draw against her, an errant ball that's scooped up by one of the Grafton defenders turns into a Bouvier goal, and now it's 15-4.
And it was also, nice work by the sophomore, Michaela Brown a couple times. She's been able to kind of do a little raking here, able to keep possession of the ball and keep that set alive for the Gators.
So now the Gators switching things up immediately. They had Bouvier taking the first draw out of the half. And it looks like they'll call a penalty here against Lodge. So Grafton will go with Scanlon on the draw against Lodge, and now Scanlon has a chance. She moves in against Larkey, but trio of Norwood defenders converge against her. And so now Grafton will slow things down a bit. Katie Tildesley is the game's leading scorer at the moment. She has 6 goals. Lily Bouvier with 4, and then a couple of Grafton players and one Norwood player, Olivia Naughton, have 2 so far in this contest. But here it's Tildesley, the Division I lacrosse verbal commit so far. Oh, she dropped it. Nice pressure there from number 22 for the Mustangs. That's Michaela Brown. And Michaela continues to work. Michaela doing some excellent work defensively against Tildesley there. Gets it up for Larkey, who does a nice job sticking with it. She's chased now by a couple of players, but no one's as fast as Shea right now as she moves into the offensive end. Makes a nice lead pass up for Naughton. Keeps it in her cross. Now it goes down to the ground, and a number of players vie to scoop it up. It's Larkey that comes away with it. Oh, Shea is going to work here in these first couple minutes. Still 15-4 Grafton, but Norwood trying to threaten here on the offensive end. Caroline Forrest is back in the game as well. She got a bit of a breather heading into the half there. So Norwood certainly is going to lean on her as this game winds down. There's a beautiful pass inside. Oh, a Grafton player just got her cross on it. She was looking for Jenna Nauman. But Larkey scoops it up. Larkey with nowhere to go will settle things down. Norwood showing a lot of life, some good passes here on offense, but the Grafton defense, Mark, has been right there the whole time.
Yeah, but some terrific, work by Shea Larkey there on an individual basis there. Driving some stuff in, drawing some contact to her, and then finding the open player, but unfortunately another turnover back here behind the Grafton net. But nice little work there by Shea Larkey.
And Norwood getting a chance there. A nice hustle from Olivia Naughton. Look at that. Grafton got a little bit careless with their passing, and Naughton, always the hustler, got over there in time. So it's small plays like that that keep possession for the Mustangs here. Trying to close this lead to 10. Emily Fame with a little extra pep in her step coming out of the second half. Finds a lane inside, throws it on goal and scores.
That's great acceleration.
She is so quick in that first step, and once Fame finds a lane, she is tough to stop. It's 15-5 now, Grafton. And the Norwood bench starting to come alive a little bit here, Mark. We start to see them getting a bit excited, and now it's going to be up to the Norwood defense to kind of do what Grafton started to do there. Get your cross in the way of some of these passes and see if you can turn that into an offensive chance. Jenna Nauman will be back on the draw here for Norwood. So it'll be her against Scanlon. She's had trouble with Scanlon today as far as the draws go, but let's see if she can put this in a good spot. Here's the whistle. It's a high shot. Oh, Fame knocks it out of the air. Norwood closing in, and it is Larkey that scoops it up first, just away from Tildesley.
Norwood's lucky there. It was kind of nice. The ref almost set a pick on Tinsley. Tinsley wasn't able to get to the loose ball because the ref had set a pick,
Forrest
so
inside.
worked well.
A good-looking shot from her and a great save by Prue. Yeah, either way, even if the ref did set a pick or not, impressive work from Larkey, who took it away from, as we keep mentioning, a prolific player here. And look at how loud the bench is getting, trying to will Fame on there. But the Grafton defense continues to be quite good. Scanlon now will hustle through midfield. She's past one player. She's past two. Now dishes it off now for Bouvier. Bouvier with 4 goals already today. Connects here. Works it back out for Tildesley. Tildesley with 6 goals already today, looking to add to her total, but Grafton now will slow things down. The Norwood defense, Mark, probably about as loud as I've heard them thus far.
It is important to communicate defensively in this sport, just to kind of let folks know where the ball is, who's picking up whom, with all the movement, because you have to be able to slide.
Oh, nice pass and a beautiful play inside. Tildesley takes it in.
Not much you're going to be able to do against a player like that.
Yeah, Norwood almost got a cross in between there. We'll check out the replay, and if you're watching us on video on demand, you can just scroll back a little bit there. Looked like Larkey almost got in the way of it. She came very close to intercepting that pass right in front of the net. But either way, it's a goal for Grafton.
When you get down in that area and things kind of start to collapse down, it does become a game of inches, and I think that's been somewhat of the difference here this evening is Grafton is making those quick little passes and getting that game of inches, right? I mean, something like that. Unfortunately, earlier, it seems that, Norwood is just missing those kind of passes where they are falling Grafton's way.
Norwood has, though, been doing a much better job on the draws, and Emily Fame's been instrumental in that, as Nauman's been putting it in a good spot for her. Here's Lodge now. Oh, I thought she was going to fire that one. Had her elbows raised and looked like she was prepared to fire away. But she decides instead to slow things now. Behind the net, finds Naughton eventually. Naughton throws it on goal, and a nice play is made by Rachel Prue, who, despite Grafton lighting up the scoreboard offensively, Prue has been solid in goal. Now into the offensive end, it's Hamilton. She dishes it off for number 15. Number 15 for Grafton is Noelle Fedor. Fedor has a couple of assists already today. And now Bouvier. Lily moves inside and scores. 5th goal today on our unofficial count for Lily Bouvier. As the senior captain looks to extend her high school career, she puts Grafton up 17-5.
Yeah, Bouvier on a play like that comes all the way around behind and then basically goes across the face of the goalie and then comes back with a shot. Just really a lot of athletic ability on this Gator squad.
So Norwood, it looks like, will go to the bench here. I think that's Leanne Saad, number 15, who checks back in. And Jenna Nauman gets a much-deserved break for the Mustangs. Nauman did a really nice job on the draws. She struggled a little bit in the first half, but showed some good mental toughness, winning a number of them for Norwood here to start this second half. And now we'll see Bouvier working against number 21, Sopel, this time on the draw. It's Bouvier who puts it in a good place here for Tildesley. Sopel is with Tildesley the whole way. Bouvier with a quick pass inside and a nifty move on defense for the Mustangs. It looks like that's number 25, Charlotte Martino, who was able to scoop it up. Martino here behind the net almost has it knocked out. And I think that whistle means that it'll stay with the Mustangs.
Yeah, it looks like there was a little confusion there.
Goes off the,
Grafton thought the ball had gone out behind the net. Norwood kind of slowed down for a second, figuring that maybe there was going to be a whistle, and there wasn't. And then when they reacted, so as they say, play until you hear the whistle.
Keep going, and here comes Bridget Sopel now with speed. Sopel already has 1 goal today, thinks about the shot, but runs right by the right side of the goal. Tildesley has been on her the whole time. Those are 2 good athletes marking each other. Now on the far end for the Mustangs, it's Leanne Saad. She kicks things back over as the Mustangs begin to slow it down. Emily Spadorsha now to Emily Fame. There's that quick first step. You gotta watch Fame. Take your eyes off her for 1 second and she'll find a lane. Olivia Naughton has 2 goals. Ducks a little bit of a cross check there. And with 15:07 to go, Norwood seems content with getting their passing game working. Emily Fame now as the Grafton defense starts to get a bit more vocal. Here's Bridget Sopel. Sopel motions Fame away, wanting to work a little bit more in isolation here. Now she dishes it back to Fame, moves inside. Emily looking for a lane, takes a bit of a hit there, drives it. Oh, I think she hit the post mark.
She did.
Oh, great opportunity there for Norwood, and she took a shove as well. No call on that one, as Grafton now will usher themselves back in the other direction.
Terrific individual effort by her, though.
Norwood defense now trying to step up. Martino is behind the net, who watches number 15, Fedor. Now here's a chance. Bouvier moves inside and scores.
Yeah, Bouvier's got that move where she comes to the far side and then comes back to the off of Brown's right shoulder in that top corner up there.
So it's really been Bouvier who's been doing a lot of the heavy lifting, and it looks like Norwood is going to try for a new look here. They're going to get another goaltender in there. Emily Seco will enter the game as she gives Kaylee Brown a break. Kaylee, who is given the undesirable task of stopping some of these shots from this Grafton team. But we'll see what Seco can do as she gets some cheers from her teammates and some applause here from the fans in the stands.
Yeah,
Norwood also mixing things up. It looks like Meredith Cannon's going to take the draw here. So a lot of new looks.
That's a tough assignment, for Brown and now for Emily. I mean, this is probably one of the best squads you've faced all year, and that's got to be difficult as a goalie. But a terrific season and career up here for a year. If the Mustangs aren't able to crawl back into this one, but certainly giving Emily a chance here in her senior year to get some playoff experience as well.
Absolutely. This could be her last run as well. So Norwood will see what she can do. And you never know. Norwood certainly going with some of their younger players here or some of their less experienced players. We saw Charlotte Martino a moment ago. She was another one that Coach Lodge singled out as being someone who was critical off the bench for them. We also saw a lot of extra legwork from Sophia Venditti there, who did a nice job defensively. So it's a team that uses all of its pieces, at least, in terms of the Mustangs. Here's Shay Larkey, who's had a nice game, moves inside, and she'll draw some contact there and some applause from the Norwood bench. 12:30 to go here, so we're about halfway through this second half. Grafton holds a 13-goal advantage, but Shay Larkey will try to close that gap. She moves inside and
There's another one.
Norwood hits another post. If the goal was a little bit more in Norwood favor,
right.
They would have two here as Larkey just missed that time. Fame now makes a nice pass back. She connects with number 19, Larkey, once again. 12:02 to go now. Larkey behind the net looking for an opportunity. Norwood cutting for her. Now she makes the pass inside for Cannon, and it's kind of grabbed out of midair by Prue. A nice job from the Grafton senior goalie, who has been fantastic for them.
Terrific look, though. Nice give and go.
And a nice job getting that outlet pass off as Olivia Lodge was making it quite difficult on Prue there. Norwood continuing to fight for this coaching staff. And head coach Mike Lodge, assistant coach Pisa, and Holly, one of their other assistants, have to be quite happy with the energy that this team has played with, even being down 13.
Yeah, terrific save
Nice
there
job
by
there.
Emily.
Look at that. Emily Seco comes into the game and makes a great save. So already put one save on her playoff resume.
And that can't be easy. You've been sitting the entire time and come in. There are no warm-ups.
I'm sure she wasn't told,
yeah.
hey, you're going to go in at X time.
Exactly. So great there. Great concentration by the tender.
Yeah, nice work from the senior, but no rest for the weary as here comes Bouvier. She is the owner of 6 goals today for Grafton, and by our count, Tildesley with 7. So, 13 between the two of them. That is a large majority, probably about 3/4 of Grafton's goals in this contest. Now they'll shuffle things around a little bit. Grafton talking to each other as they seem to move the whole offense.
Yeah, you could watch that entire side shift here to the near side.
There's a nice pass inside, but Scanlon can't find room.
Defense.
Nice job,
Great
Norwood.
job.
It looks like it was Venditti who was there in front of her the whole time, who did a great job defensively, denying Scanlon an easy chance. Here's a move inside, though, and Grafton connects. Just like that, Scanlon does find room. But Norwood did deny her at first.
I tell you, that was, that first part right there was a fantastic check. Kept her kept her off the board, at least momentarily anyway. But well done defensively.
So we're officially under 10 minutes to go, 19-5 in favor of Grafton. Grafton is looking to move on if they can hold this lead. Whoever wins this contest will play the winner of Burlington and Ursuline Academy. If it were to be Grafton winning it, then they would be hosting the next game. Actually, they'll be hosting whoever they play, regardless of whether number 9 Burlington or number 24 Ursuline wins. But in the meantime, Norwood trying to make this a story. Meredith Cannon continuing to work on the draws for Norwood, but Bouvier has had a wonderful second half to this contest. Pass inside that Tildesley can't quite handle. Shea Larkey is there to make things difficult, but Tildesley collects it again. Makes a nice pass inside, but they're going to call a penalty here. Oh, Grafton seemed to have a lot of momentum there, Mark.
Say, sometimes when you talk about good penalties,
yep.
That was one where, again, with Bouvier, with that move that she has, if she likes to go inside and then comes back across.
I think she's going to do this again. Fame got in there real quickly, but perhaps a little too quick and made some
Norwood's going to make them earn it.
That's it. She decides to go for the pass here. Number 13 for Grafton is Danny Robertson, who's in. So nice to see her getting an opportunity. And that pass was intended for Sophia Hochland. So we're seeing some other players come in for Coach Carl Moyson, who, as you mentioned earlier, just seems to say that this Grafton program reloads.
Yeah. I had the chance to meet the coaching staff over there. Just a terrific group of guys, and the AD here for Grafton, really helping us out, helping us get set up. So they've been extremely welcoming to us here tonight. And again, what has turned into
there you go. Gets it to go.
See, that's that pays off. I mean, I think Shea's had a terrific second half here, really working hard.
Yeah, she hit a post, I believe, earlier.
Exactly.
Now finally gets credit for the goal. Good for her.
Well deserved. But they just turned into a beautiful evening weather-wise, certainly for this when you think of the rain that we've had the past couple days, and just nice out here this evening.
That's it, yeah. The nice cool June temperature here, but yeah, given what we've been having, I'm sure everyone will take this.
Yep, that's for sure.
Norwood mixing up some positions here. They haven't quite figured out yet who's going to take the draw. Looks like they're going to call Bridget Sopel in. So, it seemed like everyone was moving.
They were moving away.
And, give the team credit.
Else to try.
It means that they're all able to play different positions
there you
here.
Go. Exactly right.
So Norwood has had at least 5 different players taking draws today. We've seen Nauman, Lodge, Forrest, a little bit from Meredith Cannon recently, and now Bridget Sopel. And this time Emily Spadorsha gets a little bit too much of the cross of Danny Robertson. So some new opportunities here, and this is still the MIAA tournament, so some valuable playoff experience, just like it is there for number 23, Avery Hedenthal, who's in there for Grafton now. So both teams opening up the bench a little bit. Number 11, Ella Belton is in there as well, as you see her to Hedenthal's left. And number 5, Sophia Hochland getting some extended run here for the Gators. Hochland hearing some very loud cheers. The Grafton bench continues to be quite loud. Decides she doesn't like that look and now kicks it back to her teammate. Looks like number 39, Lily Shanov, is in there as well. And Emily Spadorsha does a nice job here, collects it. Now coming back the other way. The Grafton defense chasing her. Emily finally finds some room, a nifty pass. Sopel is there, scoops up the ground ball, and continues the offensive movement for the Mustangs. Nice work from Sopel there in traffic. Officially under 6 minutes to go now. Grafton still holding a 13-goal lead. Norwood content to slow things down now.
Give a quick little shout out to, I see Julia Gallo, number 2, next door neighbor, checking in at the attack position. Again, as I like to say, just continuing the Columbine road of excellence.
There's got to be something in the water there, right?
Something in the water on Columbine, and now she's a +1, so there you go.
That's it. Nice work as Olivia Naughton gets the goal there. That's a hat trick for Olivia. So the junior for Norwood, who will look to continue to add to her point total next year at the school on the hill, gets another playoff goal. Naughton is Norwood's leading scorer today. She has 3 of their 7 goals. And from our, again, very unofficial tallying, Emily Fame, Olivia Lodge, Shea Larkey, and Bridget Sopel with 1 apiece round out the scoring for the Mustangs. Now it looks like that's number 39, Shanov, who will be taking the draw here for Grafton against Sopel. So 2 players who haven't taken too many draws today, but getting an opportunity. Shanov was not listed on our original roster, so perhaps she's a call-up for Grafton that could be getting to play here in a big spot.
Well, it was nice that we had the PA announcer.
Absolutely.
Announced the entire squad, so we were adding in names that we didn't have on our roster, so it worked out really well.
That's right. And Kevin Anderson, the AD, was also good to us about coming on over, asking for some pronunciations of the Norwood names.
Yep.
So always nice to see that, as they take pride not only in announcing the Gators, but also the opponents. So as Mark said, they've been very welcoming here in Grafton. And Norwood has had some fans turn up. It is certainly not the closest drive. So athletic director John Longley here as Olivia Lodge connects.
Yep.
There's 2 goals
back-to-back
from Lodge. And Norwood going on a little bit of a run here, seeing if they can close into double digits. And obviously our own Norwood High graduate, Cece Venditti, doing some camera work and dealing with some traffic today, as is typical around these parts.
Looks like Mustangs will take a timeout here.
Yeah, they'll talk things over, and they're certainly giving a couple pats on the back to Emily Seco there, who's done a great job coming off the bench for them.
Coming in cold like that, yeah, and making that first shot, first save.
Yeah, Kaylee Brown certainly did a nice job against some really tough Grafton offensive plays, but made a number of saves on her own on what could potentially be her last game. And Seco get an opportunity here to close out her career as well. So the teams will talk things over. They've continued fighting for Coach Mike Lodge, though.
They really have, and I think one of the things that is kind of fun to listen to is that regardless of what the score has been, and we can be fairly straightforward here. It's kind of been Grafton since the get-go, right? Mm-hmm. But the enthusiasm, from both squads, right? Has been nothing but positive the entire match. So literally, if you didn't have a scoreboard, you really probably wouldn't know who was winning this one. Just given
especially in this second half.
Level of energy on both benches, and I think the support that these guys bring to their teammates is extraordinary. You can see them over there. They're with 3:46 left. They're down 11. Stranger things have happened, but regardless of how it turns out, the enthusiasm on the Norwood side is fantastic. It's really refreshing to see.
Yeah, it's a close-knit group, and you see it from all levels, really.
Yep.
They've got a mix of grades, obviously in there. Certainly want to send their 9 seniors off with a nice ending win here, but regardless. 9 seniors on the Norwood team graduating, all of them heading to off to college, a couple playing athletics there. Emily Fame will head to Georgetown, Jenna Nauman to Maryland.
Yeah, that you look where these young
Brown,
ladies are going
James
to.
Madison.
It's fantastic, yeah.
Absolutely. Meredith Cannon, who will take the draw here. We mentioned heading to Catholic University to play some field hockey. Caroline Forrest will be at UMass, Emily Seco at Bentley, Danielle Gillette at Penn State, Cam Gallugi, who I have the pleasure of having in class this year, heading to UNC Wilmington, and Leon Saad to Quinnipiac. So a variety of schools here for our seniors, but they'll try to close things out with a couple extra goals. Olivia Naughton has 3 of those today, and she'll look to add to that total. Doubles back behind the net here, but she's chased all the way. Grafton continuing to show some good energy defensively. That looks like it's number 26 for them, Leah Quilty, who's getting an opportunity. Caroline Forrest now moving in, gets a good look, and another great save from Prue. But scooping it up is Shay Larkey. She's collected a number of ground balls today, and she resets it for the opportunity for Naughton.
Again, that give and go is absolutely gorgeous.
So Norwood had a great look about 30 seconds ago with Caroline Forrest. A great save is made by Prue. Larkey scoops up the ground ball and turns it into another goal as Naughton is able to move in. So Norwood has closed this to a 10-goal Grafton advantage. Obviously a tall task with 2:45 to go, but you're knocking on the door double digits.
Yep.
You're looking to cut the lead down to single digits. And they certainly haven't let up on their cheering from the bench.
That's true. That is true.
So Cannon will take the draw again here against Lily Shanov. And away we go. Throwing it up in the air and getting there first for Grafton was number 11, Ella Belton, but Norwood continuing to fight. Here's Emily Fame in perhaps the last 2 minutes of her high school lacrosse career, looking to see if she can get another goal on the board for the Mustangs. Gives it on up for Larkey. Shea has had an excellent second half. Leon Saad there as well, and Olivia Naughton, who has been the leading scorer for the Mustangs throughout this entire game. Forrest calls for the pass as Naughton leads her with it. Forrest moves inside and scores. Oh, it's 10 goals today for Norwood, and that was a pretty pass and a pretty goal there.
Yeah, good strong work, by the Mustangs, working the ball around behind. And it is kind of interesting. You look at someone like Olivia Naughton, who's, again, doesn't have the size of, Forrest, who's, right now our leading scorer, but then Forrest is kind of like starting to, take a little bit of charge here, too.
Mm-hmm. Nice to see Caroline getting involved there and getting the goals. So she gets on the scoreboard here as the second half winds down. Caroline has had a great career at the school on the hill and will be heading off to UMass next year, as I mentioned just a moment ago. Now Shea Larkey will get a chance on the draw here, going against Ella Belton. Belton, one of a number of underclassmen for Coach Carl Moisen. Emily Fame fighting in the air there with Danny Robertson. Wow, it kind of sounds like Norwood just won the championship.
That is absolutely fantastic. Oh,
and the team just as quickly as they got up, they get the call going against them. Here's an opportunity as Norwood working to try to get this loose ball. Number 22, Michaela Brown, was there. And now the Mustangs back the other way with Larkey. I tell you, Mark, this Norwood team has no quit. The fans certainly are ready for the Mustangs as well. Olivia Naughton with a minute 9. They'll look to see if they can cap this off. They've done a great job of playing hard in this second half. Shea Larkey hit a post earlier. Norwood has actually hit 2 here in the second half. Larkey moving on inside. Olivia Naughton behind the net will slow it down. Officially 50 seconds on the clock. Here's Caroline Forrest. She moves in. She's denied. Another save from Prue, but Forrest continues to work, and we finally do hear a whistle.
It was getting a little chippy in there. As it's, it was a great little save there. A terrific
and
stick there by Forrest.
Yeah. Norwood collects it. Naughton drives it on goal. It doesn't go, but a good chase from Leon Saad. Leon picks up the loose ball just outside of number 18 for Grafton. Saad looking for an opportunity. 20 seconds on the clock here. Norwood looking to add one more.
If they put one in here, just wait for this bench to explode.
Oh, I'm hoping for it. They are right on that line. It almost looks like Norwood has the whole team on the field when you pan over there. They're going to have to hurry. 4 seconds. 2, 3, 2.
I guess maybe he was supposed to stop the clock. So put 10 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, they're saying they should have stopped the clock, so we actually can hear the clock just behind us. They're saying hang on. They get officially 12 seconds. Caroline Forrest going against Prue, and she scores!
That's terrific for the senior. That's fantastic.
Oh, the Norwood bench is loving it as they jump up and down, supporting their senior. Caroline Forrest puts it through for her second goal of the contest.
I'm telling you, this bus ride home for them might be probably one of their best bus ride homes.
Now, have they beaten Grafton, Mark, in the second half?
What was it at halftime? Yeah. Yes.
I believe they have. And that's something that I'm sure, maybe Coach Lodge and the staff has talked up.
Yep.
Let's cut this lead to single digits. Let's score double digits ourselves.
Let's
the
score
beat them in the
respectful.
second half.
For sure.
If those are some goals that he and his staff put forth, Norwood has done an admirable job of that. Grafton now will try to close out the last few seconds with possession. Robertson will be the one with it as Naughton continues to chase her. But it will be the Grafton Gators moving on, and the round of 16 game will be played right here at the Swamp.
Well, just listen to them. It's absolutely fantastic. You've got some seniors that this was it. This is their final game, final time that they're going to be wearing a Mustang, uniform, and while it's certainly not the way you want to go out, but boy, what a close group. What a really tight, close group.
Look at this team. They're still having fun. Even
exactly.
You look at them, and you can't tell that they're going home.
You would not, if you didn't have a scoreboard here, you would not know what the final score of this game was. Matter of fact, if I looked at the body language of Grafton right
this
now,
is
kind of
fun.
like just walking across, meanwhile, dancing back the other way. Oh, I think that the bus ride home for these girls is going to be absolutely fantastic, I think.
So we'll tell them at NCM, just scrub out any time we mention the score, and just we'll tell the MIAA that Norwood is moving on.
Just focus on the blue jerseys right now. Exactly right.
Well, heck of a job from the Grafton squad. The Gators played great throughout, led by 7 goals from Katie Tildesley and 6 from Lily Bouvier. Some nice coaching from Carl Moisen, who got a lot of players involved. But this Norwood team, 9 seniors, congrats on a wonderful career to them.
And a terrific regular season for the Mustangs this year. But yeah, I mean, for Grafton, we sat down and we said, here's some names that we'll probably be calling. And sure enough, we called all the ones that we thought we were and then some. But he has got himself quite a very talented. I can see why they are the number 8 seed. And I would not want to be facing this Grafton squad. They are talented top to bottom, and the way they move from offense to defense and transition, and it all begins really a lot with their face-off wins. They are really a very, very impressive squad. I think probably one of the best that certainly Norwood has seen all year. But, playing the better teams only makes you a better squad. So
that's right.
Kudos, as Doc likes to say, to all of the seniors and their careers up here at the Mustangs. It's been an absolute pleasure calling these games over these past 4 years for a lot of these young ladies, and wishing them all certainly continued success, and hopefully they'll come back, like CC, and work cameras for us. So
that's it. Big shout out to CC Venditti for helping us today and making the drive all the way out here to Grafton to allow us to bring you this content at home. And thank you for tuning in and making MCM part of your afternoon or evening or wherever you may be watching us. Well, from Grafton High School, I'm Joe Panola along with Mark Hoover and CC Venditti, as we mentioned on cameras. Have a good night, folks, and we will see you at the next contest soon.
Have a great evening.